Hi, let's just get the party started. I'm a minute and 47 minutes early, but if you are not early, then you are not on time. So I'm going to let more people come into the room. Hello, Babs. You were the first in the room. I love that for you. Uh-oh. Where's my I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I need to find my phone. Hi, Jasmine. Thank you so much for being here, as per usual. All right, I'm gonna let more people come into the room. I'm gonna put myself on not mute, but I'm gonna take my camera off real quick, sleaze. Or maybe I'll just do this. Yeah. Let me go find my phone. Ugh. Found one phone. What's crazy is I just had it in my hand. Oh, here we are. Hey, founder. All right, I'm back. I wonder if they'll give me like any kind of Thanksgiving, like, you know what I mean? Like, will they give me a Thanksgiving version of that overlay? Hey, Galandra. Thanks. Thank you. I have a lot. Ramsterdam. Patience and peace. Peace and patience. Hello. Tina, hello. Oh, Tina, do you have any tea for us? Tina, do you have any tea? Tina, do you have any tea? Can I stay? You be giving us all the details. I don't do my job. Hey, Brooke. Go on ahead and tell us the tea now, girl, so that we can talk about it. Go on ahead and tell us. Go on ahead and tell us. Okay, as a mid-Atlantic girl, I can smell the seasonal affect disorder on the horizon, and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Okay, you will have, in the name of Jesus, you will have no seasonal affect disorder. No, seasonal affective, because you will not be affected. In the name of Jesus. In his holy name of Jesus. Okay. No more acting a fool. I mean, for now. Hi, Jess. The only tea I have is that Kiki and Kibitz said it's not true. Oh, what? What? What's not true? What's not true? Hi. Hi, Miss Paris. But the other relatable channel posted the what? Did I miss it? What did you say? Hi. Okay, let's go through everything that Tina has said. The only tea that I have is not true. What's not true? Oh, the only tea you have is not true. Okay, great. I understand. I understand. Great. About Johnny having 4 kids. No, you said 6, girl. You said 6. And it's not true. Good. Good. Okay, where are we at? Let's get started. And we have 23 people in the room. Should we wait for more people to come? Should we wait to get to 30 before we can start? And who knows how many are watching on Facebook? Hello to those of you who are watching on Facebook. I actually just want to get the party sorted. Yes. I just actually want to get the party started. Okay. We will. In 4, 3, 2. Hey guys, it's Wahima. but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. This is season 7, episode 9, No Mas. My name is Wah. I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, Love is Blind, and the like. So if you are at all interested in that content and you want to stick around and hang out with your girl, go on ahead and subscribe to this channel. If while watching this video, you get the hee-hee ha-has and you want to give the girl a tip, you can do so with the option scrolling down at the bottom of the screen. If you're an international girl and you can't use those options, you can just do a YouTube thanks. All of it is appreciated and goes to my monthly income, and I will have to pay taxes on it. So do you boo. All right. Let's jump right into this episode, and let me pull up my notes because I didn't, and I was gonna. Oh yeah, I need a pen. I'm so disorganized. Got my purple pen. Okay, we got the party started at 5 minutes in, and then we're gonna start with our first couple as soon as I can pull it up. What are we talking about, Toe? First couple that we are going to talk about, Luke and Medellin. And that is at 6:30. Okay, so here's my thing. I really want her to stand her ground. And word on the street is that they did not get married. So perhaps she did stand her ground. Perhaps she did. But I really hope she does. So they're meeting in a park. Does it look like a park? That I would what does it look like a space in which I would consider a park? No. Does it look like a space where there's some water and a little bridge, a little footpath, a little like reservoir, like a little like sure. That's what it looks like. So she gets there with the like appropriate messy I just got out of bed but really didn't get out of bed. You know what I mean? My clothes are too big because like I couldn't be bothered to buy clothes my own size because I'm only a size 2, so I bought this size 6 and it's so big on me. And I'm wearing like a bodysuit, bathing suit, and then like some really just like baggy UGG sweats. Who knows if they're UGG? So she gets there and just like messy, like low pony with like a messy hair around, just like so messy and so not into it. And like just like the barest amount of mascara and concealer and blush and a little bit of lip gloss and fake lashes. And I did my brows, but like we won't talk about it because I'm such a like messy girl who just like got out of bed and came to see my fiance. So she shows up and he's like, and she's like, and he goes in for a hug and she's like, no. And basically, she's there to talk about their finances. They've got a lot of things together entwined business wise. And she wants him to know that all the contracts and all of the negotiations and everything that's happened has happened because of her and her Espanol and not because of him. And so I don't want to be back with you. And he's like, but I just really want this to be a relationship again. Like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, you are going to have to prove to me that you really want this. And I'm going to not have sex with you. And we're just going to not be in a relationship. I'm single. So I'm going to do me. You do you. I know you moved here and like I know that your dad purchased a ticket to come to the wedding. So who knows what's happening with that because they didn't talk about it at all. They didn't tell us anything at all about that situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I book a flight to go visit somebody for a wedding and then they don't get married, oh, I'm coming anyway. I'm coming anyway. And you're gonna meet me at the airport. You're gonna pick me up and you're gonna do everything that you were gonna do prior to the breakup. Cause I ain't got money to waste. I don't got money. So I definitely don't got money to waste. So, anyways, he is like, I definitely want to figure out how we can make this work together. And I know you did a lot to negotiate, you know, the business that we're gonna have in Huapate. And I want to respect that. And he doesn't really want to. And the problem would be solved if they actually got married. But because he messed up so monumentally, and she's like, I don't know why men are so stupid. And I'm like, girl, I just love that a 20-year-old girl is on television talking about how she doesn't understand why men are so stupid. Every single time I listen to an R&B song from the 90s, I go, that's why we thought the way we thought. I was listening to The Way by Jill Scott. This is a little bit of a tangent, but you're fine. I was watching and I was like, okay, no, I can get into this. And then it was like, nah, girl, I got something else to do. Damn, Jill, don't be fronting on your girls for real. Really get your groove on, 'cause tonight my man's coming through. Oh, word, yes. We gon' have to connect some other time. As much as I like to shake my thing on the dance floor. And I said to myself, yeah, my generation was set up to believe that we should leave space for men. And the entire time, none of these men have been worth it. None of them. Jill ain't with her baby daddy. Angie Stone, rest her soul, wasn't with her baby daddy, God rest his soul. Erykah Badu ain't never been with. She got 4 kids by 4 baby daddies. No shade. No shade. What I'm saying is that Songs was out here having girls fighting each other, talking about he's mine. You may have had him once, but I got him all the time. And all this, like all of these songs just made us believe, made me believe that we were supposed to just like lay out the red carpet for these men. And the whole time they ain't been shit. The whole time. And then you have this young girl. You got this young girl, Madeline, who gets on my nerves. But at the end of the day, she's canceled the wedding and said, I told you not to get with a stripper. Now, I'm not with her sex work hate because she comes a little hard. I don't even want to touch him because he touched a stripper. First of all, bitch, relax on he touched the stripper shit. Because I don't got my pole up, but like, I be on a pole. So like, relax on all that hate. For the girls in the club doing the sex work, relax on that. We're all in the same spot. But at the same time, I'm like, yes, sis, yes. I'm so excited for the new generation of women who do not roll over backwards for men, who do not feed into the patriarchy and want an equal, equitable relationship. You go to work, I go to work, we both come home and wash these dishes. You go to work, I go to work, we both come home and take care of these kids. I am here for it. I love the young girls. I love them. I love them so much. So anyways, he wants to get together and she's like, no, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to figure out our financial situation for sure. And I obviously still need to talk to you because I don't want you to pull any BS and try to pull the rug underneath because of the money that we both put into these businesses. And so she's placating him. Is it this or this? They say it's not this, it's this, but I'm like, I don't know. So anyways, the next scene that they have together is he wants to do some kind of spiritual cleanse and she's not buying it. And again, I'm like, girl, don't buy it. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a manipulative lie because that man knew that you put a boundary up and said, please don't have any naked women dancing on you on your bachelorette party. And what did he allow to happen? A half-naked woman dancing on him for his bachelorette party. Set your boundaries, sis. And so they go to get this cleanse and he's like, baby, I've never been in a mercado like this. Oh my God, it's so different. And I was like, well, you've never been to a swap meet. Because that looked like a swap meet to me. I mean, it was a more well put together swap meet, but I need you to just go down to like, you're in Los Angeles, the home of the swap meet. Okay. Los Angeles has permanent swap meets and temporary swap meets, but either way it goes, they'll throw up some walls and a tent and have a bunch of businesses under one area, and it's like a smorgasbord. So for you to say that you don't see this in the US, that's because you don't see it in the US. Go ahead and take your ass down to Santee Alley, and you'll see a space like that. An indoor mall that isn't a mall, but it's called a swap meet. They exist. So they get there and they get cleansed by this bruja. I'm into the bruja. You know who's not into the bruja? Is Medellin. Medellin's like, my family, we don't believe in this. So this is weird that you would bring me here to try to like cleanse yourself. And I was like, please cleanse me. Please cleanse me. So they go in, he gets cleansed, and she's like trying to clean his pepe and his sexuality because he's done some things that I guess, you know, I don't know. I just feel like the sexual cleaning of his pee-pee was a lot just because he had a lap dance. You know what I mean? Was it? It was a lot for just a lap dance. Personally, I feel like in my spirit. But he had that cleanse, and she said that she thought that it would bring them together, but it did not, girl. It did not. She was like, I'm even more upset now than I was before. So that didn't work. I said, you know what? It is what it is, girl. If it didn't work for you, it didn't work for you. I want her to stand on business so bad that I am going to be on her side. Okay. What are we saying in the comments? And if you had the hee ha-has, if you liked what I did there, go ahead and give your girl a tip. Options scrolling down below. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for the super thanks or super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tip, tip, hooray. Okay. Amsterdam does not like Medellin. That's fine. A shady park. Shady as in disreputable. LOL, she just clipped those extensions in wherever and fit it. Yeah, that girl, she rolled out of bed and was like, I'm such a sloppy girl. I'm such a sloppy girl. I miss the 80s and the 90s. Good times. I mean, good times for sure, but like definitely the patriarchy ruined our lives. Hey, Lane. How you doing? Welcome to the room. Girl, down bad. 100%. I won't stop. Can't stop. 100 pieces. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're well. I missed the 50s and the 60s. Oh dear, I'm old. Don't worry, Babs. You're fine. I enjoyed that she was trying to be very clear about where their business stood. Yep. Secure the bag, girly. I feel that. I feel it 100%. Okay. So let's move on to the next couple, and that is going to be Manon and Anthony. Okay, so for Manon and Anthony, Anthony flew the coop. Okay, he got gone real quick. He was out there. He's like, okay, baby, let's go. He left. And he left Manon there to like make amends with her family, and she does. The first thing she does when she comes back in is like, how's everybody doing? Can I get another passion fruit beverage? And the person's like, virgin? And she's like, huh? Why she say virgin? They're just like, oh, they're just asking you. And she's like, con alcohol. Por favor, but in French, right? And they're trying to elude the fact that she might be overserved. And I don't think she seems overserved. Not to me, but they know her better than I do. So that's fair. She gets up and she's like, let me go talk to my auntie Christine, who I've been in a battle royale with for the last 10 years. And she had the audacity to come to my baby shower, to my baby's baptism. So let me go and try to make some peace. I think it's interesting that it's like you get invited to a soiree and the host you've been fighting with, but you come. However, when you get there, you don't go up to the host and be like, hey, I just want to talk. You just wait for that host to come to you. Such quintessential, like, elder generation to younger generation. Like, she gonna let Manon come to her. So Manon said, okay, I'm a big girl. I lived my life. I've been in LA. I have more confidence. So she comes over to her aunt, who I think it's purposeful that they decide to do a lot of back shots of the aunt's head, because they do have a camera that they've placed on the aunt's face, but they choose not to do it. They choose to shoot her from the back, making it seem like Manon is having to be like, it's to me, auntie. Hello, auntie. Hello. Hi, thank you for coming. You know what I mean? It looked like the Auntie Christine had her back turned to Manon the whole time, and Manon was like, huh, Auntie, you know? But they buried the hatchet, truly and earnestly. And her entire family is very nervous about what is about to transpire down at the end of the table. And I can't help but feel a lot like Manon. I don't know if my family is as negative towards me. I mean, and when I say my family, I mean my parents. I don't know. I mean, when I say my parents, I mean my dad. I don't know if he is as worried, but they know that I will pop off in a second. I they know that I will like they know that I will not be held back. That I'm going to tell everybody my feelings and how I felt and how they made me feel, because the truth is I personally feel like a lot of adults told me exactly how they felt about me when I was younger, and now it is the time to even the playing field, and I'm going to tell you what I feel about you now. And so Manon is having a good time. She gets up, and this is what she remembers, because for some random reason, the cameras were there the whole time, but I guess they didn't pick up the argument. Or maybe Manon and the family said, don't include that. Or what, did Manon go to the bathroom and take off her mic and get into a fight with her sister? Like, this is the shit that's annoying. It's not like it was a different day and the cameras had packed up and then they had a fight afterwards. No, it was the same day, yet the fight is not on camera. And I don't quite understand why. I don't understand why. But anyway, so Manon says that she believes that maybe her sister got worried that Manon was going to go over there and cause trouble with Auntie. And so, without even knowing whether or not the trouble had been causated, when she came back to the other side of the table, her sister gave her vibes, or they exchanged words, and Manon wasn't having it. Now her and her sister already aren't vibing, and we don't know why. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I said it in the last episode, sometimes younger sisters have feelings against older sisters that are, while they're valid, may not be the older sister's job to kind of maneuver through. Manon was going through it. She was probably mean to her sister, and her sister still is like feeling a ways about it and wants Manon to apologize. And maybe Manon doesn't know that she's supposed to apologize, right? So it happens. And I think as the elder sister, you just got to take the L, take it on the chin of how you made that person feel, regardless of the duress that you yourself were under, because you still affected somebody. And so that's fair. But I don't know that they've had that conversation. Manon just feels like her sister doesn't like her. So they get into some kind of argument, and it feels like, based on the editing, that her parents are telling her she's wrong. She's like, I literally didn't even do anything. And parents are like, well, you just don't understand how you come off. And this is why I have an issue with it. It's because at the end of the day, you raised Manon too. And even though you might think that Manon is the villain of the story, you as a parent should not make her feel like the villain of the story, unless she's truly like a psychopath or a sociopath or somebody that actually has like a mental health issue, and that you've seen them actually do purposeful damage to your other children and you couldn't stop it because at the end of the day you had them, and so you had to try to love them too. But that doesn't seem like the situation with Manon. It feels like Manon has always been rather vocal about how everyone's making her feel, and everyone has told her her entire life to suck it up and that she should just get over it. And I guess I'm having a little bit of childhood trauma with this too. And I feel for her. I don't know what Manon's true story is, but as somebody who's constantly being told that they're wrong and their feelings are not valid, and or their feelings should just like get over their feelings because like the other party can't help it, is like wild. So I get that. And so my natural instinct is to want to be on her side, because it feels like her parents are not on her side and they believe her to be some kind of villain in this story and that she should have just made a different choice. And we find out that the beef between her and her aunt is that some non-family member was like telling her aunt that Manon was talking shit, and the aunt, instead of going directly to Manon, believed it and then started telling people in the family that Manon was talking shit. And again, that has to do with the fact that she probably believed it because there's this idea that Manon is a shit talker. And so instead of just like coming and having the conversations of like, hey, did you do this? This is how you affect the family when you do things like this. It didn't turn into that. So there's never a lesson learned, I think, from Manon. But again, y'all know I'm biased. So she's outside and she's like crying, and her family was just like, you need to do better. You need to be a better person. You need to change your personality. And I think that's gotta suck. That no one will acknowledge your feelings. Like, oh, you're the only person who feels deeply. And so your feelings are the only ones that matter. I just want to be on her side because I feel that someone should be. Her sister's like, she just says everything that's at the top of her head. And I think to myself, so? And I know it makes all of you uncomfortable, but if it's the truth, let the truth lay. Let the truth lie. Me too. Hey, Dedria. How you doing, girl? Yeah, it's just very hurtful. So, anyways, my problematic fave. I love her. Like at the end of the day, like I just, there's a little bit of empathy that I have to have because I feel like I get it. All right, moving on, but I do think that somebody sent me something, so let me say gracias por ti. Tina girl, thank you for the tip. Thank you for the tip, girl. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. All right. So moving on to our next couple, our last couple, thank God, is Chloe and Johnny. Now, I have a question. The way that this mother is behaving is just I think what happens is that people who go to tropical places and see the resort version of it, and then when they see the like real version of it, they're like, "Oh, you know?" And so it felt like there was a lot of like big words used to describe the situation that Chloe's in. And I think at the end of the day, the mother just needs to let Chloe fail and then not comment negatively on the things that Johnny has. You know? Okay. So they go to pick up her mother from the airport, and Chloe's like, it's so different being on this side of it. Her mother gets off the plane and she's like, oh my God, nobody was sitting next to me in first class. Isn't that crazy? That never happens. No, but she actually said it in like a Boston accent. So she was like, yeah, nobody was, I can't do a Boston accent. The only thing I say in a Boston accent is that was wicked, wicked hard. But that accent is accenting. That accent is accenting. Okay. She said, I am from Boston. I am from Massachusetts. I don't know how to say it. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know how to say it. But that accent was accenting. I feel like even though it's not the right accent, but it felt a little bit like uh Peter Griffin. It was a little bit like, "Hey Lois." It was very like I felt like she should be doing other things and wearing gold and flying first class. She was very much giving like daughter of the maid. Now that might be her story, but her but she's pulled herself up by the bootstraps. But that Boston accent is Bostoning. Okay. So, anyways, she's like, oh, nobody was. I can't do the accent, so I'll do it Valley Girl. Nobody was sitting next to me in first class. It never happened. So I tried to river. So awesome. And so Chloe's like, you smell good. You look great. She's like, oh, that's crazy just because I got off a long flight in first class. And so they get there and Johnny's nervous. Johnny is like, I get along well with her, but he's still nervous because he can only imagine the way Chloe's been. And obviously Chloe's cut from the same cloth as her mother. He's like, she's never been rude to me. And Chloe's like, yeah, she's never been rude to you yet, but she's definitely not going to be okay with the circumstances. So they're driving around and it looks like a pretty like pedestrian neighborhood. It doesn't look like anything like too like far out. And she's like, oh, these are the houses. And so I don't know if she's getting a bad edit or she's just like a bad tourist person. And so they get to his place, and his place needs a little bit of cleaning. And honestly and truthfully, I feel like if Chloe really wanted her mother to be accepting of Johnny's place, she would have cleaned it. Some of the stains on the walls, she could have just cleaned it. She's been there only for a week, but I'm sure she knows where the Fabulosa and the bleach is. So just get in there and clean it. We get to the house, and of course she's like, "Oh, it's barbaric, this water. You don't have hot water? Oh no. No." And then she's like, "Oh, let me see this stove you're talking about." And she's like, "Okay, the stove is fine." And then he goes to open up the oven, and the like piece of the wall falls down. And so he ends up leaving them to their own devices once he drops them off, because Chloe wants to get a car. And the mother's automatically assuming that Chloe's going to want her to buy the car. And I want to give Chloe some grace, because it feels like the mother's coming in there saying, like, "You're a spoiled brat who wants me to pay for everything." And Chloe's like, "No, that's not what I want. You have given me things, but it's not like I'm like, 'Oh, mom, please buy this, please buy that.' Like, for the most part, I've tried to leave you alone." And I'm going to go ahead and give her some grace. I think it's really difficult when parents like kind of throw money situations back in people's faces when they have footed the bill for a lot of shenanigans the entire time. So what it happens is that if your child is doing the thing that you want, you're okay throwing money at it. But the moment your child does something that you don't want them to do, then you kind of play this money game with them. And so her thing is that she's going to cut Chloe off because she can't foot the bill for Chloe's choices to move to Aruba, which I agree with. I think that's a fair call out. But I think to then throw back the things that she's given to Chloe, I guess, since she's been going to Aruba back and forth, is not necessarily fair, because I think that what happens is that person who's footing the bill needs to put up the boundary sooner. And then, and or once they put up the boundary, not talk about the things that they've done prior to. And so Johnny's like, "Oh yeah, you can buy a car for $2,000. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I know that that's a lie, because in order to get a vehicle to a foreign place, it's the tariffs alone are gonna up the price. If the car wasn't built there or built somewhere where they have a trade agreement, it's going to up the price. Also, when you're in a tropical place, and I don't quite know the humidity and the whatnots of Aruba, I've never been, but I'm assuming it's like all of the other tropical places I've been. And at them places, cars do not last very long because of the humidity. Cars are very prone to eroding, they're very prone to rust, they're very prone to other issues that happen in places that don't have year-round water in the air. And so, of course, the car is going to be more. So he drops them off. They go into this dealership, and the cars are way more than what is expected. Way more than what is expected. And the mother's like, "Oh, that's crazy." And so when he talked to Johnny, the actual salesperson, not Johnny, the boyfriend, about it, he's like, "Yeah, no, I mean, I guess you can get a car for 2,000 USD, but like, that's if you're like going online and buying off of online." And Chloe's like, "Ew, I would never buy a car online from somebody in Aruba." And I go, "Girl." And this is the lesson that I had to learn. There are many people in this world who do not go to the dealership to buy a car. I'm one of those lucky few who can, who has done so in the past. Don't know if I'll be able to do so now with said credit, but like my car, I went into a dealership, I walked in, I gave them some money, they checked my credit, they gave it to me for that money. And I've been paying ever since. However, there are a lot of people who can't do that. They got to save up $5,000 and buy a car from Joe down the block, because they don't have the credit, they don't have the history to do so. They don't have the money to do so. They don't have the money to pay monthly. I was talking to somebody about that, and I was like, "Yeah, I pay monthly." And they were like, "Oh, I can never have a car payment." And I was like, I could never imagine not having a car payment. Isn't that interesting? And he was like, "Yeah, no, I just couldn't afford it every single month." And I was like, "So what do you do? Just like save up $30,000? He's like, "Well, not 30,000. Like I'll save up like 12,000. I was like, "I can't imagine saving up $12,000." So there's the difference. And so he's like, yeah, no, I'll save it up. And I was like, but what about like when you need to go get your transmission? He's like, well, then I just be without a car until I can save up $3,000 to get a new transmission. And I said, huh? What a different way of living. And so anyways, that's just the way people move. And so this is something that I learned later on in life. So I don't expect Chloe to know that like most people are unable to just walk into a dealership and get a car. A lot of people cannot do so. So girl, what? Let me find my Fabuloso right now. Where did I do with it? Oh, it's too far. Girl, I got Fabuloso right now. Smelling delicious. Okay? Delicious. What you say about cars in the island is true, but we still keep them for years and do find car at the yeah. Oh my god, Miss Paris, I didn't mind it too much at first, but then the freaking okay, great. Right. If it's too much, it's too much. I feel you on that. But yeah, so she's just like, I'm not gonna get a car. And I was like, why did you drop him off at the dealership then? So basically, outside of the dealership, the mother tells her, look, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm not footing the bill. And Chloe gets upset because she's like, you're making it seem like I'm this brat that keeps asking you for money, but that's not what's happening. Like, I want to get a job. So I'm gonna get a car so that I can get a job. And I thought to myself, how big is the island of Aruba? Can you not walk? Will it take you 45 minutes to walk? Yes, but like, why can't you just walk? She's like, when I used to come here, I would spend like $600 on renting a car. And then she's like, well, I guess I'll rent a car. And I feel like that was a little bit of a tactic to try to get her mother to be like, no, you can't walk. I want you to be safe. I'll just buy you a little rinky dink. And I was like, so Chloe, I do see her tactics because there are tactics that I too myself have once employed. However, I think that you're just going to have to walk. She's like, he leaves at 7 in the morning. And I'm like, well, then leave with him at 7 in the morning and you find a job that doesn't start until 9 so that he can just drop you off and you can just chill in front. I mean, listen, that's how us poors do it. If you want to ride and your ride isn't going to leave for 2 hours before you're supposed to be there, do you want that ride or not? If you want that ride, you'll take the ride and then just hang around for 2 hours. Yeah, why can't she drop Johnny off at work? Exactly. Exactly. Great. I'm glad we're all on the same page. I'm glad we're all on the same page with this. She's like, I need a car. I was like, girl, you don't really need a car. Not in a place that doesn't have snow or like extreme weather. Like, I mean, I know it's hot there. Get you a little umbrella, okay? Get you some comfortable sneakers and a good bag, and just hoof it. Hoof it to wherever you need to go. And if I'm pretty sure once she gets to the main thoroughfare, there's some kind of tuk-tuk or something. She can't get a tuk-tuk. Yeah. Been there, done that, 100%. Girl, what are you talking about? There are ways. That's it, right? We only had 3 couples this episode. That's all I wrote down, so I hope that's it. I don't remember anybody else. Let me see. Let me look at my notes to see if there's anybody. So no, we didn't have Pythia and Dylan. We didn't have Matthew and Greta. We didn't have Jenny and Smith. So yeah, that's it. Ooh, I'm excited for next episode for Jenny and Smith, Pythia and Greta and Matthew. Matthew looking crazy in the orchard when she's like, I don't really know if I want to have kids. Woo. It's a heavy conversation. I know, I do miss them. No Jenny and Sumit, Ramsterdam. Just the 3 couples this episode. It was short, but we got a lot about the 3 couples, so that was nice. Sometimes they just give us like a little bit about the couple, and then you're just like, that's it? Okay, on to next episode. So if they did give us 3 couples every other episode, I think I would like that a little bit more. It gives it a little bit more meat to bite into. All right, you guys. Well, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for those of you who were so generous this episode. Tina and Baba Baby Binky Blanket, aka Jasmine. Thank you for the tip. And you guys going ahead and have your little break. I'm gonna go to my book club. Remember, it's book club day. Can you believe it? It's been 4 weeks since the last book club day. So I'll be back at 8:30 with a special guest. Or 8:30. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Vanessa, thank you so much. I haven't seen you in such a long time. Thank you. So I will be back at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, which is 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 6:30 p.m. West Coast Time. And we are going to talk about Seeking Sister Wife, and I have a special guest. So join us for that, or join me for that. Join us. Leave your field of flower. Join us. Leave your cheese sour. And I'll get back to you once I go talk about this book and have a good little charcuterie board with my book club friends. All right, you guys have a fantastic evening. Hopefully I'll see you later, but otherwise, if I don't, remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. All together now. And jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body right.